Good day guys, so today we are finally talking about the Kizer Mini Begleiter. And this is a seriously awesome little backup knife, okay? I think it's a backup knife in my opinion. It's quite small, but it's effective. I like it a lot. So let's not wait around anymore. I've had this knife for quite some time and I just haven't gotten around to reviewing it. I've been too busy with some awesome pickled steel monsters. Yes. They are seriously great knives, guys. Okay, so first up, here we have the packaging. And it's maybe not as nice as something like this, or even a little pouch. But this is in the budget range, as all the knives are on this channel. So can't really expect too much, right? We do have some nice little envelope thingy here, which contains your warranties and your little screws there, extra screws, and your microfiber cloth. So that's pretty cool. It's nice that Kizer do give you some extra screws. Honey Badger gives you an extra Torx bit, Kizer gives you extra screws, Pickled Steel gives you an extra pocket clip, extra Torx bit, and extra screws. So yeah, I mean, they are really gunning for the competition. And making it very difficult for any collector out there. But yeah, here we have the fantastic little Kizer Mini Begleiter. Oh man, I'm loving this thing. It is just a fun little knife, and it's quite small. Let's take a look at the blade shape. There we have it, reverse Tanto. At least that's what they say or market it as. I might say that's a sheep's foot or a cleaver, but they call it a reverse Tanto, so I'm not going to argue with them. If they want it to be a reverse Tanto, it's a reverse Tanto. And this one, or this Mini Begleiter, actually comes in a lot of different shapes and sizes. You get them in titanium, you get them with a hollow ground blade, you get them with a satin finish, you get them in different blade steels, different blade shapes even. So yeah, it's part of the Vanguard Kizer series, and it's been a successful series, so they are expanding on that. But yeah, the Begleiter and the Begleiter 2.0 can actually reach prices of up to like 3,000 Rand, along those lines. So people are loving it, you know. You do get these in some premium material also, the full-size version, right? But here we have G10 blacked out with N690 blade steel, and I am loving it. Great little knife. Let's do some size comparisons or some specs. Here we have a full length of just under 17 centimeters. So just about like 6.5 inches, and we have a blade length of just under 7.5 centimeters, so 7.3 centimeters, and a cutting edge of 7 centimeters, which is pretty damn nice, I must say, and then a handle length of 9.5 centimeters. So that's fantastic. Great job, Kizer. Just on the amount of cutting edge that you get on this small little guy, that's pretty nifty. There's a lot of full-size knives out there that don't offer you that much cutting edge with all the different shapes and stuff. So yeah, let's do a little size check on the handle. We have a handle thickness of 1.2 centimeters. So that's cool. Fits my hand fairly nicely for such a small little knife. I mean, look at that. My pinky is hanging on the edge when I do get a good grip on this guy, but it's not uncomfortable. It's just barely nicking that edge. It just needs to go a little bit, but it's for this size, you know, the way they did it, the ergos are pretty smooth, pretty great. Liking it. Let's do some size comparisons to the Penguin. You can see it's a lot smaller than the Penguin, the QSP Penguin, but about the same with regards to holding the knife. You know, with regards to the handle, it's just about the same length. So they did well to actually maximize what you can put your hand on this handle. Let's try the Lockup, South African special, and this one is oiled to the max. So you can see the Lockup small flat is like maybe like 2 millimeters longer, so it's about the same size as a Lockup small flat. It's about a centimeter smaller than the Penguin, and it's about a centimeter and a half smaller than the Tanto from Pickled Steel. Here we have the Akal and Honey Badger large Tanto. So quite a lot smaller than your typical primary full-size knife, or my typical primary full-size knife. I do EDC both of these. Do prefer the Akal, of course. It's a fantastic knife. But yeah, I like to switch it up sometimes. And then we have our Leverman side clip and a little matchbox. So you can see the size, it's about the same size as maybe 3 match, just a little bit less than 3 Lion matchboxes. So that's cool. Let's talk about the blade shape on this guy. Reverse Tanto, highly effective for tip strength, highly effective for utility cutting, not so much with regards to piercing, although you will be able to do that, maybe a little bit of piercing there, but not a lot. The tip should be fairly strong with this blade shape. We have a good stock thickness here, quite impressive, nearly 3 millimeters, like 2.8 millimeters, which is fantastic. On a little small knife like this, you know, to get almost 3 millimeter blade stock thickness is great. So this thing should be fairly strong. I won't say you can pry maybe with this or should use it for that, but it will take medium duty use. It's not really a light duty knife, in my opinion. I think the build quality is good enough for you to use this fairly rough, and it should take a beating quite well. Okay, we have a titanium nitrate coating on the blade, and I like that. Even though this is N690, which is a stainless steel, you know, it's always nice to just have a little bit of a coating on your blade. It does make it protect your blade a little bit more, so I like that. We have a full flat grind. That's interesting, right? Which will make this little guy a slicey little monster for sure. It does. This thing is very, very slicey with that full flat grind. And yeah, great for food prep, great for cutting rope, cutting labels. You know, this is a great package opener. Awesome little knife. I have nearly no complaints. There is 1 or 2 things that I maybe would improve on, but for the most part, it's pretty good. We have some jumping here on the spine. This is one area which I feel they could have maybe extended that just slightly, because if you were able to put your thumb a little bit higher up on the blade, I know, you know, when you do slicing, you need to keep your thumb out of the way, or carving, but if you could have just extended your thumb a little bit, it will take some pressure off your hand position, you know, or you will be able to switch your hand a little bit more upwards and get a better grip on this knife. If I have to push here, immediately my fingers are sliding down and then I'm nearly falling off the edge. So jumping is important. If you're going to do it, you better do it right, okay? Otherwise, rather leave it, in my opinion. Then we have a good lockup here on this liner lock. The centering is on point there. We have some nice back spacer standoffs, or just standoffs. Good size stopping pin for this little knife. That's pretty impressive. And it does run on washers, but the action is phenomenal on this guy. It is very, very snappy. But that's also to some extent something which I complain about, is the detent, right? The detent is, I can't explain to you guys how stiff this detent is on this little knife. I mean, I haven't felt a knife with this stiff detent probably ever. It is really stiff. To break the detent, you need to push hard on this guy. So it's good in some sense, because you know this is not going to open up unless you really want it to. But it does take quite a lot to break that detent. It is breaking in quite nicely. But with that then, because you are putting so much power into breaking that detent, it is impossible to fail this knife. I don't think you can open this. Yeah, okay, I did manage to do it, but it's very difficult to fail this. You will never, unless you really try exceptionally hard to fail this knife, you won't be able to. So yeah, not the best knife if you want to do a roll out, obviously. But the action is smooth on those washers. I think they are copper washers, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, man, they almost feel like bearings. And I did look at them earlier, and yeah, but they say it's washer, so I'll believe them. N690 stainless steel it's a great steel, but it's often very overpriced, and I feel that they sort of take advantage of the whole N690 M390 situation, because many people don't really understand how great N690 is. I think D2 has a far better edge retention. Not the Penguin, but yeah, the Honey Badger D2, the Pickled Steel D2s, they have some great edge retention. And yeah, man, I don't know, better than N690 in my opinion. 14C28N also has great edge retention, quite easy to sharpen. N690 is fairly easy to sharpen. It can be quite hard and a little bit unforgiving, but a lot of fixed blades are actually made in N690. And you won't really have to worry too much about this guy rusting. It's not like HCR or like that sort of stainless steel, but it is a stainless steel, and it should hold up great. So let's quickly do a cut test on this guy and see if it is sharp out of the box, right? I haven't really used it. I might have used it like once or twice, but we'll see. Yeah, that's sharp out of the box. Great stuff. Liking that, and it's what you should expect from all knife companies, to give you a sharp knife. Yeah, so let's take a look at some of the ergos and just the handles here. We have some G10 handles. You do find them in my Carta, and for some reason the blacked out version is a little bit more expensive than the micarta with the satin finish. So if you're not willing to pay 900 Rand for this knife, then maybe look at the micarta versions. But yeah, great stuff. I like the ergos. It fits nice, you know, for such a small knife. The liners do protrude, but it's not uncomfortable. There's no hot spots or anything like that. It's basically, yeah, it's great. It's a very comfortable experience holding this knife. The pocket clip doesn't bother you at all. It just sort of disappears in your hand there. And this is not a reversible pocket clip, but it is a deep carry pocket clip. It is somewhat sunken, not fully, not as much as it can be. And then it is flat screws, sunken screws in the pocket clip. So easy stuff, taking this in and out of your pocket. Very nice experience. The G10 is not very aggressive. It's like a soft but grippy texture on this G10 handle, and I like it. It's effective. It's awesome. I also like the pivot here, and I think this is a T8, maybe T6. Hold on. Yeah, sorry, definitely a T8 on the pivot, and then T6 screws, all blacked out with a DLC coating. The liners are stainless steel, and they are skeletonized, as you guys can see there on the one side. We have some skeletonization. The other side, where the liner is at, we don't have, it's not skeletonized. Yeah, it's not skeletonized. So it's a light little knife. I'm not going to weigh this guy right now, but it's, I mean, because it's so light, it's really not going to make sense, or even, you know, it's not going to change your mind on whether to buy this or not. I feel that this is fantastic, not as a primary. Okay, this is a great little option for a backup knife, and to carry it along something like maybe the Honey Badger Large, or even better, if you have a pickled steel berserker, blacked out berserker, that will look incredible. I'm definitely saving up for that pickled steel berserker, the blacked out version, so that I can have that primary alongside with this backup knife, because they have basically the same blade shape, and then it's black on black on the berserker. I'll just put a photo there. Okay, so I think that will be a fantastic little combo. Must be. Great stuff, guys. I'm loving this knife. I think it's great for just maybe if you're going somewhere where a knife might not be as appropriate, you know, taking something like the Honey Badger Large to a kid's birthday party might be, I don't know if that's appropriate. Maybe it is, I'm not sure. I'll probably do that, but maybe some of your friends are not really knife people, then they might have a problem with you carrying a freaking machete to their son's birthday party. So this is perfect for those sort of occasions where maybe you're not really supposed to have a knife on you, or yeah, it's you know, maybe not that appropriate, or it's not necessary for a large knife. Then this guy is what you need. This guy is perfect, and it will fit nicely into your shirt pocket if you wear shirts with pockets, your pants pockets. It will just disappear. It's really a fantastic EDC experience carrying this knife around. Yeah, very little to complain about. I think it's great in so many different ways, and if you can put a lanyard on there, it might be even a little bit better. But on this blacked out version, it's gonna be tough to really put a lanyard on there that's gonna look good. But we'll see. Maybe I can do that. I don't think I will, but maybe I can. When I have saved up enough money to buy the pickled steel berserker, I'm definitely going to show you the combo next to one another, because I can just see what that must look like. It will be incredible. We have an Azo design, Don't think I mentioned that. But yeah, cool stuff. And I think he designed most of the Vanguard series. So, awesome knife, awesome life. Get yourself a Kizer Mini Begleiter if you haven't already. And remember to have a knife day, and that no knife means no life.